I'm back. We're back. Episode 4 of season 2. And honestly, this is going to be my favorite episode. I know it. Why are you asking? Because one of my longest term friends is sitting down today to not only probably give you all the lore of my life, which I'm probably regretting bringing her out here in the middle of the woods. I also wish you guys could see this because we are dead ass in a forest. Don't ask questions. But anyway, today's guest is, like I said, long-term friend of mine. We met in the shackles of Foot Locker, and we've grown into have an amazing friendship. And she's now not only a badass bitch that has like 18,000 jobs, but she's also a mother to one of the most amazing children that I now call my nephew, not by blood, but by love. And she's just kind of taken the world by storm as far as motherhood and all of her things go. So welcome, Sophia.
It's lovely to be here. Try to be professional. It is lovely to be here today.
It's lovely. She goes, we sit down in another, we tried to sit, so we're in Cincinnati, and we tried to sit at Eden Park and looking over the river, but everyone wants to be doing hard drugs and selling hard drugs.
And singing at the top of their lungs when they have no business singing with the doors and windows open.
So I'm like, yeah, this is not going to work. She's like, I really got to ask you though, like, can I cuss? Because like, I don't feel like I can go 5 seconds without cussing. And I'm like, obviously you haven't listened to a damn episode that I have because I unfortunately cuss probably too much.
What's wrong with people?
We just had a dog.
Imagine letting your dog jump on me in the wilderness and it's wet and it licks me. And I don't like animals.
Okay, so I think you might have a case on your hand. She looks like a walking...
That was assault.
This dog just full-blown assaulted her in the woods.
She just started screaming and it bit me.
We would have had it live.
What is wrong with people?
Yeah, she was like, if you didn't say I didn't like that.
She literally laughed and said you're welcome.
I was like,
thank you, let her dog jump on us. What is wrong with people? That's
Sophia
small
just got
dog
molested
energy.
by a dog.
That is small dog energy
molested.
Right there. No.
Full-blown molested. Anyway,
wow.
Yeah, so let's take it all back to me and Sophia meeting each other, because I think this story in and of itself needs to be discussed, even though I discuss it with her probably 3 times a year. So I'm young bull. I'm 16. We're 4 years in age difference, and so she's 20. More in
4
her.
years?
Aren't we? Are you 26? Are you gonna be 26?
25. Yeah, October.
Okay, 3 and some months. Because I'm 22.
Yeah, you are the same age as Alex.
Yeah,
I
old
guess.
bull. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll be an OG.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's
yeah,
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, milf. Anyway, so first day on the job, and it was funny. I'm getting onboarded, and old buddy Alex, who we hope is alive and not in a crack house, because God, was that man a character.
I hope he cut his hair.
He would be Rapunzel at this point.
Oh my God.
Shorty would be throwing his hair over for girls to.
Oh my! I don't think girls are climbing on it. I think he could throw it, but I don't think nothing's
his hair was long though. So if Alex hears this, I hope you cut it.
Please cut it.
But Alex pulls me into the office and he's like, "Hey, I just want to warn you. We do have this girl on staff. She's probably not gonna like you. She is kind of a bitch." And I'm like, "Damn! Like this is aggressive to say to a 16-year-old. Like I'm just a kid, just trying to make my $8.50 an hour. Like
this should have been in the interview process. Can you handle
Sophia?" So I'm like, this guy's tweaking. Like, I'm very laid back, so I'm like, I can handle anyone. And immediately, this girl is like barking at some 16-year-old boy because he's doing some dumb shit. She's like, "Angel, what the fuck are we doing? Like, come on, we got shit to do." And I'm like, yep, she's the one. That's exactly the one. And I think at first, I guess my first question of the episode is, do you remember your perception of me when you first met me? Because I think we've talked about this.
I don't. Okay, like I remember when you got hired, but I don't specifically remember the first time I ever met you.
Okay.
I remember everybody telling me to be nice, but that happens very often. So every time we got a new person, I was told to be nice. But I don't really talk to the new people anyways, or to really anybody unless I actually know them or have to talk to them. So I don't remember initially meeting you, but I do remember I don't know if it was Alex or Irv, somebody was like, oh, like, just be nice to the new girl. And I was like, I'm not being friends with the new girl. Like, she just is the new girl. That's it. It's fine. Like, I just work here. And
I just work here.
then
Nothing
I
more,
remember,
nothing less.
I remember vividly many times working with you and like you wanted to talk. Like, you just talk to everybody. And so you would try to talk to me and I would literally be like, I don't want to talk to this girl and she talks too much, so I need to get away as fast as possible. And sometimes I couldn't get away, so I would just dead ass ignore you and like pretend like you weren't there. Like, I would be just doing work and you would be talking and I would not listen to a thing that you said. And I remember I ended up getting, I think that time it was Irv that sat me down and was like, hey, like, she just needs somebody to talk to. Like, she's young, you're a little older, like, you know, like, just talk to her and get to know her and be nice to her. And I was like, all right, Irv, like, for you, I'll be nice to her for a minute. I'll try.
Side note, shout out Irv. Like,
yeah, man, shout out Irv. Lord knows where he's at, somewhere in Dayton, somewhere in the hood.
And I don't know if anyone in Dayton listens to this, but you need to call Big Money Irv and tell him we said what's good.
Irv Gotti.
Yeah, Batty Gotti. Daddy Irv. Literally, he's a dad.
I'm
not calling him daddy as in that aspect.
He is actually a dad.
He is actually a dad.
But yeah, so he told me to be nice to you, and then I started talking to you, and we kind of found some common ground, and we talked a little bit, and then, you know, it just turned into me being ready to slap bitches for you. So
just like that.
Just evolved.
It was funny though. So I worked with her from 16 to 18, and then I moved to Columbus. We were just like kind of cool coworkers, but it was not until like I moved away and life started punching me in the gut, face, and tits that you were like, all right, she got nobody. Like, I damn near gotta help her.
Like, let me call this girl. Let me call this girl. I'm a mentor. I'm gonna put that on my resume.
Mentor.
I mentor for the boys and girls of a Foot Locker.
Mentor, therapist. Like, I'll never forget. I then moved with Foot Locker to Columbus and started dating this. How would we describe
freak
that?
of nature?
That worked with me. Yeah. Which, if you're listening to this, leave.
Don't date anyone whoever works with you, even if you don't work with them anymore. Because it's not good. It's not good. We've both experienced it. It's not good. It doesn't work out. It'll never work out.
Yeah, I think that's
Get on Tinder. Stop trying to date the people you work with.
Get on Tinder.
Get
oh
on
my
something.
gosh.
Not sponsored by Tinder.
Yeah, no, Tinder needs to plug me since
Man,
we're shouting them out. But no, I think, you know, just on that topic, because I guess we can both relate to that, dating someone you work with is actually like lethal. And not only is it lethal, but I think there's the long-term downstream effects that people don't think about. And I think when you're young, especially in Foot Locker, there's definitely culture there of like hookup culture, 100%. I don't know about you, and maybe you can talk about this. I've never worked in an environment where everyone is fucking, and when I say everyone, I mean minors and non-minors are fucking.
The managers, the district managers, the CEO, everybody. Like, everybody.
Hookup culture in that workplace is like no other, and I don't know why.
I think it's also just kind of the culture of what we did, like, just like the kind of sneaker world, street culture, like street fashion, all that stuff. That when you're get a whole bunch of people that are like-minded and like the same stuff, that it's just kind of it just kind of happens. Like, nobody means it to happen. I mean, my first real boyfriend was a guy I met at Foot Locker, or well, at Champs, because I started also when I was 16 and worked there for what?
Too long.
7 years.
Too long.
Yeah, almost 7 years. And so my first real boyfriend was from Foot Locker and didn't end good, but he quit. So it was fine with me. Everybody made fun of me for dating him afterwards, but it just, it's just awkward. And that culture is just crazy.
Yeah, I'm so glad I'm out of it.
And it was like back, like for me, when I was 16, was like...
Here she goes, auntie over here.
It was more, not
back in the day.
Okay, but the difference between like when you started at Foot Locker and Champs from when I started there, like we had release dates and like people would line up at 7 a.m., 5 a.m. and stand outside our gates. It was crazy. And so like sneaker culture has changed a lot from like the early 2000s to even when I was hired there in like 2016 or something like that. to now it's almost non-existent besides the actual like boutique stores.
Yeah.
Other than boutique stores, like real stores like Foot Locker, Champs, Finish Line, JD, all that stuff, they don't get real releases, and nobody actually goes there anymore. It's all online, or they go to boutiques. So the sneaker culture was so different back then that like working there was like the coolest job ever. It was actually the coolest job ever.
Foot Locker, and I still talk about people, and yeah, I came at the end of it. You probably started there what, like 2017?
16, I think, yeah.
So we're thinking 2016 to 2018, that was the pinnacle of like sneakers, the resale game. We're talking, to her point, people lining up middle of the night, resellers paying us, backdooring shoes, which we don't need to get into that, but that's things that we really dealt with. And to your point, I came at the very end of that. It was still there. There was definitely release dates. We were putting our names with sticky notes on shoes when we wanted them, but like it's different, and it's gradually gotten, it's just not in. But trust me, in 10, 15, 20 years, everything comes full circle. It'll come back. But
I hope, because that was
time to be alive.
It was a time. Like, we had fun. Work was crazy. The music blaring in the store,
whatever we wanted, we made the playlist.
It was really a time. And it changed so much. And I mean, obviously I ended up getting out of it. I had a kid and got up out of it, and grew up in the first place, but
went to college,
did the thing, did the normal shit. But yeah, that it was really crazy. And I always, like, even to this day, sometimes I'm like, man, like, I miss being able to just be in the store, like, cutting it up with your friends, because you always made best friends with everybody you worked with.
That's what I will say about, well, I don't know, when I got to Columbus, I was calling her probably weekly crying.
Man.
Like, I wasn't making friends. I don't know what it was about Columbus, but as far as Cincinnati goes, I worked in a Champs and a Foot Locker, owned both by Foot Locker. Everyone I met with was mad cool. There were some people that trickled in that were a little odd, but overall, like, we had so many common interests, like you said.
What was dude's name?
What is his name?
There was weirdos sometimes.
I don't like calling people out by their name, but we're calling
his
Vic.
Name? Vic, Michael Vic. Let's go. He was a freak, bro.
So we worked with this guy.
He wanted you.
He
wanted you.
No, but who did he end up? He ended up he got fired for assaulting someone.
No, but didn't he like resign type shit though?
Okay,
like,
so
they did some shady shit, because they always do shady shit when some harassment charges come around, because you been telling them like, hey,
this guy's weird.
And I co-signed the shit out of that. I said, why the fuck?
So did Brooklyn. Brooklyn was working with us at that point.
He was calling me, hi, Miss Sophia. I said, first off, you're my superior. You're 59 and a half, and you are calling me Miss Sophia. I don't feel like that is right. Something's weird about it. Like, he was super weird for sure, but like, I would tell him 100 times, like, stop calling me that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need to talk to me, because I know how to do my job. And that's what I actually told him the one day. You remember that? I went off. I was like, stop calling my name. Stop saying miss in front of my name. And you don't have to say shit to me, because I actually know how to do my job. Yeah. So you have no reason to
even talk. There's no talking.
Like, there's no reason we should have a conversation, because I do the same job you do. We are both assistant managers. Please stop talking to me.
Irv.
And I remember Irv.
How did he slip through the cracks?
Bro.
Or did he just get placed in that store?
I think he got placed there because he got moved out of
Tri-County
for some
being
weird
a weirdo. Like, that's the other thing about Foot Locker. And then literally, I just want to move on from the topic with Foot Locker, because it's literally giving me an aneurysm.
5 hours.
Yeah, we'll go on a tangent. But like, it was like when a problem arose, they were like, instead of getting rid of the problem, let's just move it.
Yes.
And so problems would just move around the market. Oh yeah, I'm just glad to be out of that culture as far as that goes. Transitioning from Foot Locker to college, what was your college experience like? And I don't think we've ever really talked about this, so I'm interested to hear if there was anything that you took out of going to college, I guess you didn't live at college though,
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay,
so
what was that like?
My college was kind of all over the place. I initially started out at UK, University of Kentucky, my freshman year, and I moved like an hour-ish away from home, stayed in a dorm, went to school there. It was cool, but I was super like into sports and like having a fun campus, like not necessarily partying, but just like stuff to do, like go to games, and like they're exciting because the team's actually good and stuff. because a lot of teams aren't good. So I was really like into that. And when I was in high school, I watched a lot of basketball. My little brother played basketball. Like, it was just a big part of my life. So I made the decision to go to UK because it wasn't too far from home, but they had a good sports program. They had the program that I wanted to do, and whatever, it was cool. So I ended up moving down there, but at the time my boyfriend was still living in close to Cincinnati. So we lived almost 2 hours away from each other, and that whole situation was just crazy in and of itself. So no, it was bad. But
We don't need to go down
and
that rabbit hole.
we'll just chalk it up as bad, but it ended up just being like a lot. I didn't really have a job down there. I wasn't doing much down there. I didn't know people. I didn't join a sorority. That was a big thing that I didn't realize going down to UK, that school is literally Greek affiliated. Like, everything is Greek. If you are not a part of Greek life, you have zero fun at UK.
Yeah.
So at least when I was there, I didn't have any fun. So I went to classes. I was friends with one of my cousins. He's in the same year as me, and he went down there too, and we had the same degree. We did all the same classes together, and that was my quote unquote
Friend.
Yeah, that was my friend. That was my fun. Like, that was all I did. And
Me
I hung
and
out with
Big
my
Cuz.
roommate. Yeah, but all of my friends didn't go there. They all went to UC, most of them. So I literally had nobody, and it was boring. So I ended up switching to UC halfway through my freshman year. So I only did one semester at UK. It was just not for me. And went to UC, lived in off-campus apartments that were highly expensive for what they were. I mean, they were nice, whatever, but if I still have a roommate, I'm not paying thousands of dollars a month to live there.
Yeah,
but it was better.
That.
Actually, I think
I
my
was
first
paying
semester
$300 a month when I first moved to Columbus.
No,
that was
when I first moved back to Cincinnati, I was staying in a dorm. I did the first semester in a dorm, and that was a shit show because I was roommates with this one girl that was like a nerd. Like, she didn't really do stuff. She didn't drink, I don't think. Like, I didn't make friends with them, but like, we all had separate rooms and shared a common space. And the one girl was just kind of cool by herself. She did her own thing. The other girl was always trying to be friends with me and take me out and do stuff. And I'm like, I don't know you.
She was like me when we first met.
But she was like, just like, you could just tell she was a hoe.
Oh,
like,
damn.
It was just obvious the way she carried herself, and like the things she would tell me, like, oh, do you want to come and do this with me? And I'm like, I know none of them.
She was trying to run two-mans.
Yeah, like, and you just said that you are going to a party with 45 men and 3 girls.
That sounds like a train.
Yeah, I don't think I want to. That sounds like Pornhub.com. That sounds like somebody's looking you up. I'm not being a part of that.
I don't want to be looked up.
Yeah, no, like, I don't, no thanks. And I don't want to be associated with you.
I follow 13 people on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't want to be associated with you if you're able to be looked up. So keep that to yourself. But yeah, so
don't tell people you know me.
Yeah, we don't know each other. We just live in the same building. And but anyway, she was whatever. Ended up moving into like an actual apartment. Met my current boyfriend now of almost 7 years on Monday.
Oh, shit. Monday?
Yeah, bro.
What are we doing Monday? We going to Kings Island?
Kings Island? Are we in high school? Are we at whatever that high school you went to? Lakota, East, West, South, North, whatever high school that shit was. No, we ain't going to no damn Kings Island. But
she said South North. No, there is no South North if you're not from
tipsy
here.
And work on number 2.
Okay.
But no.
Okay.
Anyway, so ended up meeting him, and then ended up moving in with him, and did, what would that be, 2.5 more years at UC. And I did a lot of online stuff because it was like COVID and everything, and I was working full-time at Footlockers, so I just didn't really want to go to class, which sometimes I kind of wish I actually did and like get more involved with college stuff, but I was just, I worked and had my friends and had my boyfriend, and it was what it was. And then I ended up having to transfer again to NKU for my last semester.
That's where I was like, wait, how did we end up at NKU?
Yeah, for my last semester I had to transfer because my lovely chain smoking advisor at UC
hold on,
somehow in between her cigarette breaks forgot to tell me that I was required to take 2 years of a foreign language, and I had to. Like, there was no other option. There was
You're like,
nothing I could do.
I kind of know Arabic for the most part.
But
I might
ain't no
not
way I'm
speak it
testing out of it. Ain't no way I'm testing out of it.
You're like, I can understand like 50-50.
I'm gonna be like, is the teacher Arab and what country is he from? Because I might be able to be okay on the test. Like, he might be able to just push me through. Like, it might work.
It could be my uncle.
Yeah,
Like,
but they wouldn't budge on that. And so I ended up transferring to NKU because I didn't have to take 2 years of a foreign language there. I actually didn't have to take one at all. So I graduated from NKU and then did jack shit with my degree. So,
well, you did something.
I mean,
it just
I
wasn't
got
the
hired
vibe.
and then I got pregnant and then I stayed home. So,
And now we're there. But
yeah.
But I feel like even that, though, which I think brings me to kind of like the next topic, which we've both kind of dealt with, is that you go to college, you spend gazillion dollars to do whatever it is that college brings you, and then you land a job working in X company, which we don't even need to speak on them. I feel like there's just, and maybe this is really not spoken to be talked about, but as everyone knows, especially you, Sophia, I'm going to speak about whatever the fuck I want, is like, corporate America is torched to an extent as well, because as like a young person, and maybe you can share your perspective on this, I feel like anytime you enter the corporate scene around the early ages of your 20s, you're destined to have a target on your back, and it's really bizarre because what else are we supposed to be doing here?
Yeah,
right.
That's how I felt.
I think you
That's
had
how both
that.
of us.
Yeah,
We both had the same experience almost at the same time.
At the same time,
where
you
were
got
both
pregnant and got out.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have taken your advice.
I told you.
She keeps telling me,
you,
have a
works
kid
out.
and everything works out.
You gotta,
and I'm like, I just don't know.
work out.
Lil
You just gotta
Wayne.
get pregnant and let it work out.
But yeah, it's just, I will never forget. She got this, again, we don't need to speak on them, but a really impressive job. And I'm like, oh, this is exciting. Like, we're getting out of Foot Locker.
Yeah.
We both got out of Foot Locker at the same time, get these big roles. And then it's like, oh, you're an incompetent juvenile.
Yeah,
like,
they just shit on you.
Oh, okay, I
And
forgot.
I think the biggest thing is that when you're working with people that are older than you, they, even though you're in the same position, they feel like they are superior to you, and which in most cases we can respect that because you've been doing this for a lot longer. So I'll take the advice that you have, but it's different between giving advice to somebody and trying to like be nasty or negative every day, day in and day out, about somebody that's just trying to do their job. Like,
yeah,
I'm just trying to set up this meeting. I'm just trying to like
get on
come
these
on.
Zooms. Like,
Yeah, like I'm not here to take your job, ma'am. Like, I already have my own. I don't need yours too. And it's
this
just
is enough.
Yeah, and women anyways in the workplace, a lot of times they're just really catty and like think that, oh, like she's prettier than me, she's younger than me, she's this, that, the third, she has her whole life ahead of her, and this is where she's starting, and this is where I'm gonna retire at, that they feel like they have to drag you down. But it's like, damn, like you paved a way for me to do this job because you're a woman.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why you want to be
building
pulling
each
me
other
down.
up. Yeah,
like help me be the best, whatever it is that I'm doing that I can be with your advice.
And I think you said it so beautifully. Just even though there is definitely a superiority as far as age goes in the workforce, and I think that's definitely the case, it doesn't mean we have to come in and work has to be an uphill battle, and it has to be an internal, external, mental battle day in and day out. It's like, for why? That's just making it's making it hard on you. I know it is, because you mentally are coming here wanting to argue, bicker, do whatever it is that's negative, when at the end of the day, to your point, I just found out recently, this is crazy and this is super incompetent, that like it wasn't until in like the 70s that women could even work.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Like that was like that's when my mom was
Black people
born.
had their own water fountains in like the 50s.
Like, and I know that just sounds so incompetent, but like,
well, but it's crazy because when we go to school to learn about this stuff, we literally have no understanding of the fact that this was not that long ago. Like, all of the things that they talk about is like super history and world history.
It seem like hundreds of years ago to us. And then I'm like, wait, that was when my mom was born.
Yes.
So now that we've come this far, why are we backtracking? Like, I'm very confused. Like, why are you not trying to support me as a fellow woman in the workplace? Why are you not trying to support your homie or your friend that, you know, again, to your point, in the 50s, 60s, their grandparents weren't allowed to use the same goddamn water fountains. Why are we backtracking like as a country? And I think that's something, you know, you and I talk about so frequently, is just the way this country operates is so backwards. And I don't understand it.
But you know, America, first world country.
Like what?
First world.
It's first world, so everything should be.
Well, it's fake anyways. Money's fake. It's all fake. All of this is fake. I'm not going to say what I want to say because I might get canceled for it. I might be the next Kanye West.
But can we talk about the kid you know? We don't have to use names, but the
Oh,
or no,
yeah,
can we not?
yeah,
Can
yeah.
we?
I mean, he ain't going to know it's him, A, and B.
I mean-
I'm just not going to say how I know him, okay?
She knows
I know
someone.
of the kid. I'm not going to reveal how I know him because then it's very, very obvious who it is. But, and he would like doomsday, like
Probably blow
find
her
us
house
up,
up.
like, yeah, like some crazy shit. So anyways, I know this kid, because he was just weird. Like he was just always weird. He was about the same age as me. And like, we always all knew that there was something wrong with him. Like, not sure, these days he probably got autism. I don't know. That's what they would say. He was weird though. And like, he wasn't good at anything. Like, he wasn't real good at school, and he surely wasn't good at sports. Like, he was just weird. Like, he did Boy Scouts, okay? He was one of those kids.
No
So-
shade to Boy Scouts as we shade them, but like I feel like that determines who you are.
Anybody who did Boy Scouts past like 2nd grade, I don't know when Boy Scouts starts, but I feel like it's like Girl Scouts. Like, you know, you do it
So do
from
you-
like kindergarten to like 2nd
Do you
or
have the
3rd
same
grade.
feeling on Girl Scouts?
I mean, Girl Scouts isn't as bad as Boy Scouts, but like also everybody stops doing Girl Scouts when they're in like 3rd grade.
Yeah,
Like I don't
no.
think it goes farther than that.
No, it does.
It might.
I
I don't
think it goes
know.
all the way to college.
Whoa. Didn't know that, but yeah, if you also stayed in Girl Scouts for any longer than I'll give Girl Scouts 5th grade, okay? Girl Scouts you got
Girl
for 5th
Scouts
grade
is
because they got the
fifth
little
grade.
skirts and little sashes and whatever. Like, okay, 5th grade. Boy Scouts you got till 3rd. He was the club
king.
cadet leader of the Eagle Scout Boy Scout crew in the city that we lived, then the state that we lived, then the country. Okay, like he was
Oh
high
my
ranking. Okay,
gosh.
his sash
There's
had
high
everything
ranking?
on it. I think he was a ranker. Okay, I think he was on a list. He was at the top of the list.
Which
Okay,
I feel like that's not a list. I
that's
would,
not a
like,
list I want to
flex.
ever read, but if I
So-
read it, he was on it.
So Savior's not going on the list.
No, he ain't doing no damn Boy Scouts. He's mixed. We don't that Boy Scouts mixed kids don't do Boy Scouts.
He's
Like, that's just
3-part
not-
mixed, and that's even
Yeah, that's like no. That's just not.
that's even
happening.
more extreme of like probably not.
Yeah,
his
no chance
environment.
that's happening. Like he could be on like the academic team or some shit like that. Okay, you could do some
You could be
smart shit.
Einstein.
You could do some sports shit, but the boy like tying a knot outside in the woods is just not it. Like we have technology.
This should be on film right now. 'cause
have
We are so Boy
technology.
Scout coded right now. Next episode, I do with her swear, and a year from now, we're gonna be in the
wearing Boy
woods.
Scout
We're wearing
clothes.
Boy Scout uniforms, and we're tying knots in the goddamn woods. Like swear.
starting fires with
Okay,
rocks
so
and
he's
things.
president of the U.S. Boy Scouts.
Yes, he was the club cadet. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like that was his title. And he knew from like when he was probably in high school, like when everybody starts thinking about what they actually want to be when they grow up, he was going to the military. Always was going to the military. Like never did it ever waver. And initially he wanted to do some like special ops shit, you know, like the cool military shit.
Which, like, hey, if he could get there,
Yeah, which I mean, I could respect some cool shit, but like he just also
but
wasn't
I
cool,
feel
so
like
it's not
okay,
respectful.
this is so crazy to say, but I feel like this is crazy. Okay, so like, please don't cancel me. I know you won't cancel me. You'll just laugh at me, but I feel like school shooter energy tracks
into
to extreme military positions. Am I
Yes,
off there?
Yes, and that's why like he was always
That's why it
weird.
tracks.
Like he always
Yeah,
had some weird shit,
yeah,
and
it
like even
tracks.
like Boy Scouts, like if you're in that for that long, you are a school shooter in the making. You're gonna be a school shooter, and if you're not a school shooter, you're going to the military and you're gonna shoot people just for no reason. You're gonna go to the Middle East and
sport.
kill my cousins, okay?
30 of them.
For game, because you have nothing better to do than learn how to shoot a gun. Anyway, so he's always wanted to do something crazy in the military. I don't even remember what it was because I don't know stuff like that, but he went to do it. There was something that disqualified him, like not actually, like he didn't do anything wrong, but like something, whatever. They have super like crazy requirements and stuff. So something disqualified him. He just went to the normal army. So he ended up doing normal military. Now he is a Trump thumper.
Trumpers are like, they're just comedic to me.
They're
at this
so
point.
ignorant, and they choose to be ignorant. But he's one of those Trump thumpers and thinks he's like saving the US of A every day
Is
that
he-
he goes to bullshit army training like, come, you ain't never been nowhere outside of America.
Not even on vacation.
Like, come on, bro.
not even for fun.
Yeah, but so he became just an army person. His profiles on everything that I've ever seen are still to this day his army picture day school yearbook photo, with the American flag
Go
behind
Army.
it. And yeah, if he didn't join the army, he might have been.
He might have been a school
if
shooter.
one
That's
extra
where I went with this
person
story.
bullied him, he was a school shooter. I don't know where he would have got the gun. Maybe he would have went to the army and then
And
came
got the
back
gun, yeah.
and shot up his school. I don't know.
Speaking of, okay, have you ever seen the movie American Sniper?
I think I have years ago, like when it came out.
Okay, so just to like recap that for you, because you know my brother and sister are in the army, so I'm not here to like shit on the army. I'm more so trying to explain to people. Some people that join the army don't have good intentions, which has led us to where we are as a country, but that's neither here nor there. But the
Or
Americans
just our sheep. Most of the people in the army, no offense, but they ain't got the motion to be like really, oh, let's go to the Middle East and kill people. Let's go to
No, but that's where I'm going with
wherever.
this story. So this
But,
guy
like-
was a sniper, so he was one of them ones that
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
the
Like,
cool ones.
yeah.
Okay.
right? So he was a sniper. He still has the record for most kills in the U.S. military. His name is
Damn.
Chris Kyle.
They count that shit?
They count that shit. Isn't
How
that
do you
crazy?
know if you
For
killed that
sport.
many people, though? I mean, I guess if you're a sniper, you know.
You know, 'cause
you
you
shot. Yeah,
He
but
also
like,
has the record for the longest kill. He killed someone and it was over a 2 mile.
what?
2
How does a gun
mile.
even shoot
A
2
sniper.
miles?
I don't know. You know I don't know. But I
Wow.
love movies around this shit. And I made my friend watch it the other night. This man, true story, Sophia, was in active duty overseas in the Middle East during like the whole 9/11 era. So just remember, pinnacle of bullshit, right? Killed over 180 people. Came back, crazy PTSD, obviously, because
Right.
nobody that does that is normal afterwards. Decides to go get help, goes to therapy, ends up being like a therapist for other people that have been affected by PTSD. Listen, literally 2 years into be a therapist doing this, one of the clients he had that he was working with
Oh, kills him.
kills him.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Talk
That's
about that's
Full circle.
full circle. You kill 180.
Life. Lion
It's
King.
the circle of life.
Yeah, no,
That's
that
crazy. Your first
sucks.
response
Try
was
to-
like,
you try to
"That's
do
tough."
good. Try to do good. And
But do you? Like, in the movie, he killed, like, so many kids. Like,
oh,
I just-
kids. I don't
oh,
remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah, because a lot, during that era, they were, like,
It was just
taking their
knocking
kids
them.
out. Kids were in the streets with all sorts of weaponry, nukes, all sorts of stuff. And it was crazy.
What a time.
What a time,
What a time to be an Arab in the Middle East with bombs in your hand as a
Can you
3-year-old.
imagine if we were there? We would be on total bullshit.
Wow, that's crazy though.
The girls didn't get into it
Are they
as
allowed
much.
to talk about stuff like that?
There's a whole movie on it.
I know, but I mean, like, could he like brag about that?
I don't think it's something you brag about. Like, I wouldn't. If I had killed 180 people, I wouldn't go out in public and be like, "Hi, my name's Mackenzie Hart, and I've killed 180 fucking
I
people."
would. Don't fuck with me. I'm a sniper, bitch. Don't fuck with me. I can shoot you from my window all the way across town.
She said, "I'm a sniper, bitch."
"Yeah,
Imagine
what?
2 miles.
I would be
2
bragging.
miles? 2 miles?
That's crazy. That's
I
crazy.
can
I can't
barely
even
run
walk. I can't even walk 2 miles. That's actually insane.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. It's so
Yeah, but I would
crazy.
definitely, like, if I can't brag about it, I want to do it.
Yeah.
Because what's the point of doing it if I can't brag about it?
But I wouldn't brag about that. Like, yeah, maybe, like, yeah, you are a sharpshooter, but, like, you're
I mean,
sharpshooting
brag.
kids.
At least brag that you're like a sniper.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to say like,
Well,
oh, I shot
you
kids.
need
You
to
can be like,
brag
oh,
for
I
too long.
I killed 189 terrorists. Like, I'd be at the bar like, hello, my name is, what the hell is his name? Ryan Kyle? What'd you say?
Chris Kyle.
Chris Kyle,
It's the
close.
most
Chris
white
Kyle.
name ever.
My name is Chris Kyle, and I could kill you from my bedroom window. That might not work on bitches. I lied. That might not work.
No, I'm sorry. There's some crazy bitches. That would probably be hot to someone.
It might be.
That's
That
a
might be a
kink.
kink. That might be a fantasy.
What did I say?
See if you
That's
can get
a
your red
kink.
light to touch me from your window all the way to mine.
So, funny enough story, I'll obviously never forget this till the day I die. I had just been, as people know, to the infamous NLE Choppa concert and got my ass crushed.
Yeah.
And when I say crushed, I mean physically my brain was crushed. And I call Sophia to tell her the craziest thing that ever happened to me, right? And I'm like, yo, you're not going to believe this. Sit down. And she's like, no, you might want to sit down. And I'm like, okay. Did Drake crush you?
Is that when?
Yeah, that's what you told me.
I'll
I'll
never
never forget.
remember
I was in the
stuff.
Yeah,
I actually don't
I am
remember
not. I just
things.
want you guys to know, as important she is to me, I'm probably not even top 100 because she don't remember shit.
I don't remember
She's like, I don't remember
anything.
meeting you. I don't remember telling you I was
don't.
pregnant. I don't even know you. Do you even know me?
I mean,
Unfortunately,
a bit. A bit. I actually think I know a little bit too much.
But
so yeah, at least I know
But I'm
you.
in the Chipotle parking lot trying to tell her that I have like a bleeding brain, and she's like, I feel like we should probably start with the fact that I'm pregnant. And I think that just wasn't on my bingo card, nor was me being crushed at a concert on your bingo card.
Yeah, no, wouldn't have guessed that one.
But like, I feel like life is amazing. It is what it should be, as the song goes. And let's just kind of talk a little bit about, as we just said all those crazy stories, what motherhood's been like for you, and the things that you didn't expect to happen, and the things that maybe you did, and what it's like being a mom in 2025.
It's crazy. I feel like a lot of it, like, I knew from a young age that I wanted to have kids. Like, I was always the cousin that was like,
The mom.
let me have the baby and let me hold the baby and I want to put the baby to sleep. Even as a really, really little kid, my grandma used to babysit a little boy from the apartments that she worked in. And she would dead ass bring him on the weekends. Like, his mom would let him come home with her on the weekends so that I could watch him, like, play with him. Like, I thought
That mom was trying to hit the club.
She was doing something because she kept having kids. But I wouldn't say I was maybe like 3 or 4 at that point, and like dead ass like
What?
wanted to be this baby's mom. Like, I thought I was in
She was
charge.
trying to be a baby mom at the ripe age of 3.
I always knew, like, I just loved kids. I wanted to be a mom. I worked in a daycare.
I don't think you love all kids.
I love kids I can whoop. Other than that, I don't like them around me. If I can smack your kid or yell at your kid, it can come around me. I will watch it gladly. But other than that, if I can't discipline your kid, it cannot come to my house, and I don't want to come to your house. But I worked in a daycare for years.
We're gonna torch this episode. But continue.
I worked in a daycare for years, loved it, and whatever. Like, I just always knew I wanted to have kids younger, and ended up, obviously, I was with my boyfriend that I've been with for half of my life at this point, and we like sat down and had a conversation because we knew that I wanted to have kids. I had graduated college and stuff, and we were like, yeah, like, let's just get off birth control and eventually it'll happen, right? Well, little did we know it was gonna happen
next week.
Like, I think it was 3 months after we sat down and had that conversation, I took a pregnancy test and I was pregnant, and we were both kind of like, dang, that was fast.
You're a hurdle, baby.
Yeah, like, we weren't mad at it, but we were kind of shocked that, like, it's always told to everybody when you're on birth control, you have to like get off of it for a significant period of time before you can actually get pregnant. So we both just kind of assumed it was going to take like a year or, 6 months, a year, something like that. Nope, 3 months and I was pregnant. Ended up, I was 22, had him when I was 23. It's crazy.
That's like, crazy that you were my age. It's crazy that it was that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost, let's see, It
would have been, I found out I was pregnant in mid-May. That's like when I peed on a stick. Of 22.
Yep.
Because he was born January of 23. But yeah, it was definitely the baby stage, like when they're from like newborn up until about 4 months was crazy. Just because you really don't sleep. Like, Steve was working night shift at the time, so nights I was, for the most part, unless he was off, I was the only one home with the baby. Just like breastfeeding and all of that. It was so much.
How long did you breastfeed, if you don't mind me asking?
I didn't actually, I pumped. So obviously it was breast milk.
Yeah.
But it was about 5.5 months that I breastfed. Just like exclusively like breast milk or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I started doing half and half formula, and whatever. So up until he was 1, he got half and half breast milk and half formula. But
you can tell I'm not a mom because the reason I asked that is I swear to God, watching Grown Ups, I thought there was a lot of people that breastfed until like the kid was 4. And I was like, that seems kind of bizarre to me.
Some people, if you do actually like breastfeed like off of your boob,
yeah, like in the movie, the kid just walks up. Like, what?
Yeah, like a lot of parents will do it, or moms will do it until their kid is probably like 1.5. I feel like 2 is the normal like maximum cutoff. But you know, you got the people that are little. What do they call it? I think they call them like crunchy moms or something. I don't know. I've heard. I don't actually know what it means, but like I think crunchy. There's one. There's 2 different ones. I can't remember the other one, but like crunchy, I think is the moms that are more like, I guess like natural and kind of hippy dippy and always breastfeed, and they don't want to give their kids vaccinations and stuff like that and whatever. And I think those moms,
crunchy moms.
Yeah, I think they a lot of times breastfeed longer, but you just kind of have to do what you can do. At the point of having a kid, you just do what you got to do to survive. So if you got to give them formula, you give them babies formula. As long as they're alive and they are fed, they are good. It was crazy. Like the first 4 or 5 months was crazy because my child would not sleep. Like he did not sleep unless he was on my chest and I was breathing, like moving his hair, breathing on his face. Like I had to be
like a terrible way to sleep.
I couldn't sleep. And if I moved him at all, instantly awake. Like it did not matter. But finally, I think at about 5 months, I started putting him in his crib, like for nap time and bedtime and stuff. And it worked out. It was cool. But he still doesn't sleep great to this day. And he just turned 2 in January. So that's crazy. Another crazy thing is you have no idea until you have your actual like own child that they are damn near born with a personality. You think that they like start picking things up or like maybe start to act like you or whatever, or imitate things that you do. They literally, at least my son, was born with a badass attitude. He is mean, he is big, and he don't give a fuck. It is his way.
But like, I know
it's his way or hell. Not his way or the highway. His way or you're going to hell. He's sending you to hell.
But you say that, but that is so you.
Yeah. Oh,
so
he's
like,
horrible.
So like, yeah, he's born with it genetically, but also him being with you 24/10. Well, no shit.
Yeah, he is definitely the personality, and it's even worse because Steve's also like Steve's crazy too.
Steve is like
it's
that
not
too,
just
to
me.
an extent.
We
Yeah.
are both like just.
You and Steve aren't the same sign, are you?
No, he's a Scorpio. I'm a Libra. We're
But
both
you're
October,
the same
though.
October, right?
Yeah,
That's
we're
what I
both
thought.
October. But no, we're both like very. We have loud personalities. We have attitudes. Like we say what we want when we want. And my child is the exact same way. He can't even talk all the way. And he does what he wants.
But you know what he wants.
When he wants. He doesn't care. He laughs if you whoop him. He does not care. You yell at him, he yells louder. He does not care. He's going to church preschool, starting a 2-year-old
church preschool.
Yeah, because he needs to learn about Jesus.
Preschool. Oh, well, yeah, he needs to learn about Jesus. But
yeah, but like he needs Jesus to learn him.
About him.
Yeah, like this. Good luck to him. And
good luck to Jesus.
I already told Steve too. I said, I'm putting your phone number for all of that shit. Because if he start acting up, it is not, they ain't calling me because I'm not going to get him. No.
You're going to be like,
I'm be like, get a ruler and smack him on the knuckles or something. Like they used to do that shit in the schools anyways. So go ahead and get
changed. That's why when I asked you what motherhood is like, I added in 2025.
Shit, I'm going to be whooping him.
Because it's so different now. Like
I got whooped. I'm cool. My brother got whooped. My brother got whooped.
Like
he's cool.
He's great. Your brother's living his best life. I want to be your brother when I grow up.
Living his best life. Trying to be him too.
Yeah,
dang.
Facts. We're all trying to get to
no
Texas.
Kids.
Shout out
no
Alex.
Girlfriend. No nothing.
Yeah,
he just does a job he loves, lives with his friend in a warm weather place. Must be nice.
We chose different routes.
Must be nice.
We chose different routes.
But yeah, no, being a mom is cool. It's definitely.
What would you say your biggest takeaway as far as pros go of being a mom? Like the biggest just amazing factor of being a mom?
They love you regardless. Like your kids don't know. At least you know, like
you think
from a young age, like they don't have anything to give but love. I mean, they get frustrated, they yell, they scream, they smack, they do all of that, but like it's not because they don't love you, it's because they can't communicate. So, but like just the little things, like when I'll see him asleep on his little monitor, and I looked at Steve literally just, I think 2 nights ago, and I was looking at him on his monitor, and I was like, man, I just want to go get him out of bed and just hold him.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to hold him. And it's just that because they don't know the world, they don't know you or any of the mistakes you've ever made or any of that, and they just actually are happy and love you, and they just enjoy life. And they really teach you, like, it's, you know, everybody says the saying or whatever, like, stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
You know, everybody gets caught up, and especially in this day and age, like with technology and phones and social media and stuff, we get caught up in a lot of shit that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And when you have a kid, it's funny how they'll show you just dumb things that you don't even think about. Like every time he sees a flower, he has to stop and smell it.
Really?
Like actually wants to stop and smell it.
Yeah.
If he sees candles, like if we're in the store, he asks me to smell them.
Yeah.
Because he knows like what a candle is.
Yeah.
And
Aw.
just small stuff like that, or like he finds a rock on the ground and he wants to throw it or kick it and see how many times and how far he can kick it and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it just teaches you to really just slow down.
Yeah.
Because we're all so fast paced and always looking for what's next and what's tomorrow bringing or next year and the future.
Yeah.
But the problem with a lot of today's society is we literally don't live now.
Yeah.
We're always thinking ahead. And when you have a kid, boy, do they slow you down.
Yeah.
Just to get out the car. Like everything, you just are slow. And so it's taught me a lot of, I don't have any patience. So it's taught me how to slowly have patience and actually enjoy the small things that I wouldn't have even noticed a flower was
Yeah.
in front of the house.
Yeah.
But he wants to go smell it and pick it and bring it in the house, and we have a vase and he wants to put them in the vase and whatever.
Aw.
Like they're just so like pure and innocent, and it just teaches you like the actual what is life.
Yeah.
It's not to have all the money in the world, it's not to have all the cars or live in the best house, any of that stuff. It's literally just to enjoy it and be good and do good.
Yeah.
And that's literally what kids are.
Yeah, and I think you said it beautifully. And it's unfortunate that, you know, just kind of going off of where you ended that, is people get lost in that. And not only do they get lost in it, they get so far lost that they can't find their way back. And I never want to get like that. And I think both of us have been on a social media hiatus. So
Yep.
before this episode, we were just debriefing shit that's gone on that we didn't even know about because we didn't have access to it, right? But in my opinion, kind of even building off of that, it was such a beautiful 40 days, and I'm even extending it because
Yeah.
I don't mind not knowing Katy Perry went to space. I don't
Yep.
mind not knowing people are doing weird things. I don't mind being blind to a lot of that information. And someone told me, they're like, well, it's the news, like you need to know. I'm like, no, I don't. There was a time period for thousands of years where people didn't have access
Yeah.
to news, and they kept it pushing. Like,
Oh, and there's also like actual news
yeah,
that's not social media.
yeah,
That just, I mean, they're not going to talk probably about like celebrities and famous people or whatever,
Yeah.
but if you actually needed to know stuff that's going on in the world, we all have access to that
Yeah.
without having to use social media.
yeah,
But it's also like doing that cleanse is crazy because I don't remember ever not being on social media. Like when I got a phone,
I got on social media.
this is embarrassing. No, my first phone was in maybe, I think 6th grade.
Oh, so it
And
wasn't
it was
an iPhone,
only,
was it?
No, it was a Nokia. And it wasn't even like a flip to text. It was like you had to push the number 8 4 times to get the letter A.
A.
Like it was bad. It was really
Yeah.
bad. And I was so embarrassed that I didn't even tell anybody that I had a phone. Like
Yeah.
that's how bad it was. Literally to call my mom, my dad, and my grandma.
Yeah.
That was it. I didn't do nothing else on that phone. It didn't even have ringtones. You just had one stock Nokia doo-doo-doo. Like that's what you had.
The doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, like it rang like a grandma phone. Like it was bad.
You were going to be embarrassed caught outside with that.
And the only reason I got one was because my parents were, I think at that point, I don't think they had split up, but maybe it was because I was in sports. But then it got like fast tracked because my parents were splitting up, and like obviously I needed to be able to contact both parents when I was by myself or when I was at one of the other's houses. Eventually, I think in like 8th grade, I got an iPhone, and the first thing that we did, because it was just now up and coming, was Instagram and Snapchat. It
Yeah.
was not
what it is.
super
yeah.
cool or famous. Like I
Today.
always had a Facebook, I think,
Oh,
since
God,
I was
you
like
and the Facebook,
12.
bro.
because Facebook was around and it was a thing, more so for family stuff
Yeah.
versus like actual social media.
Now you can do, we'll get into that in a sec.
But Facebook, I always had one of those, but Snapchat and Instagram was like starting out in my middle school years. So what was that? I graduated 8th grade in 2013. So maybe like 2010 to 2013 is when it all kind of started coming out. And I got them, and our parents didn't know what they were. Like, they just let us have them, and it was more so for fun versus any of this other stuff. But nowadays, it's like there's just so much negative stuff on there, and just sad stuff that you see, or unrealistic stuff that you see. And it's like, why am I sitting here and staring at all of that stuff when I have a perfectly good life that I live, that I'm happy, I have my family, I have a home, I have a car, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
So why am I looking at other people? And that's why
Trying to not
for
be
all these
good.
years,
Yeah.
I've never followed people on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, I literally, you can look on my account right now, I follow
Yeah.
40 people. That's it.
Oh, I wasn't joking earlier when I
Yeah.
said she follows like 12 people.
Yeah,
Like,
I literally follow no one. And there's like a couple famous people and, you know, like the Shade Room and things like that. But the actual people that I follow are like real people that I know and that I communicate with on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. I don't like to look at all the other stuff, but I do get the aspect of the news and everything, because with all the shit that is going on, especially overseas right now, that's how we're getting our real, like the real 100%. Of what's going on over there, because all these news outlets can't be trusted worth a damn. All of them sit in Trump's back pocket.
Yeah, and I've found, especially fasting from it, that social media, it's so much more detrimental than people think. And it has such a long-term effect that, you know, even like I was saying earlier, not knowing all these things to an extent isn't a bad thing to not know. Like, being in the dark in some aspects is a good thing. And there's so much comparison, and there's so many rabbit holes you can go down. And I think it messes with people's heads more than you think. But to bring more light to the social media aspect is Facebook, for me, there's obviously it's not as poppin' as Instagram as far as my generation goes. However, there's still people on it. And I was never on it like my whole life. And I have a Facebook that you can find. I'm pretty sure you had a profile picture.
Yep,
yeah.
I am.
But I have it just for scenarios that like Sophia and my other homie bring up, because things be going down on Facebook.
Hey, Facebook got some tea, and Facebook is crazy.
Sophia made me aware about accounts, and they're like global. Like, there's accounts like this everywhere. But there's accounts where people are finding whether their boyfriends and girlfriends are cheating via Facebook. So the account is called, and there's ones in every city, but like every city has a "Are we dating the same girl or guy?" Whatever the account
like
is.
A Sisterhood of the Traveling like mascara or something, because there's apparently like a book called like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, I think. But I don't know if the book has anything to do with it, or maybe it's a movie, I don't know. But there's also, that group used to exist, but I think it got banned, but that's normally what they're called, is like Sisterhood of the Traveling Mascara or something.
That means we're
like
sharing the same?
No, it means like that's what the group is called. So like we're sharing all the information back and forth with each other because, you know, whatever.
We're trying to
People
get the
are
lore.
shiesty.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. She's like telling me about somebody she knows, like literally same situation. And it's like all these social media, like when I think of Facebook and exactly how you described it, I'm thinking my mom's on there posting her kids, right?
Yeah,
like it's family,
her, like,
it's the older gen.
Posted up, like arm fully extended selfies.
Exactly. So when you're telling me that there's Facebook accounts where people are literally outing if they're dating the same man, I'm just like,
bro, I'm in a mom group. I'm in a mom group on Facebook, and the stuff that be coming on the mom group, I'm like, what is going on?
Like
and
what?
Why do people feel comfortable to tell this to people?
What's
like
an
just
example?
Crazy stuff. Okay, this isn't that crazy, but this was just like 2 days ago, and I was actually thinking on my way up here because I forgot to tell Steve about it. I was like, damn, I should call him and tell him the story. Apparently some lady came home. She's a single mom, lives with her 1, 2, 3 kids. I don't know how many kids, but it's just her and her kids that live at home. And she came home to her porch, and I guess there's like a railing, like thick wooden railing, and there was 3 coins like sat in a straight row like line, and then a flower on her porch. And she took a picture of it, and she was like, I didn't really think too much of it really. And then the next day I'm like, I wonder if that stuff is still out there. So she goes back out there, and I guess, I don't remember if it was one of the coins got removed or something, but apparently that's like a human trafficking, trying to break in, like a nefarious reasons of why that would be up
Like
there,
the
right?
person that's trying sets
Is
that
like
up.
tracking them, and people were saying in the comments like, oh yeah, they have what's it called, like the quarter was for the adult, and the 2 pennies means you have 2 kids, and the flower is showing that the adult is a female.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like it was crazy, like super crazy.
And this was in Cincinnati?
This was in northern Kentucky, of all places. And she ended up, like, she took pictures of the stuff and whatever, and had posted it and like wrote the story, and people were commenting like, holy shit, like, you need to be careful, because you don't know what this is. This could actually be some real shit, like somebody's watching you or whatever. And if they're moving the coins or taking some away, like, now there's only 2 small coins. Were you gone? Did they take the adult coin away because you were gone, and now they're signaling to somebody that you're gone? Like, super, super crazy. And I ended up commenting on it, and I tagged my cousin in it. Or actually, she sent it to me, and then that's how I had seen it. But I commented on it, and I was like, girl, get a dog.
Yeah.
Get a big ass dog. I said, you can borrow my dog. Like, he will die before he lets anything happen to a child or like the home that he's within.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people gave her different suggestions of like, oh, put alarms on the doors and the windows and lock all the doors. A lock ain't stopping nobody.
Yeah.
What?
And a beep.
I said I would have.
Beep.
I would have
nobody either.
24, 2 dozen, 24 big ass men on my front porch at all times 24? Of the day. That sounds like a good number. That sounds like a lot. Sound like I wouldn't want to, if I was trying to break in, I wouldn't want to after that. Big ass men just living it up on my front porch. Yeah, I would tell Steve, call every one of your cousins, call your friends,
their uncles, their
cousin, the nephew that's old enough to be the cousin, like call all of them. And I'm gonna call all my people, and y'all all just gonna sit on my front porch.
We'll come up with 24, and then...
And we're just gonna sit on the front porch and cut up. Ain't nobody coming into my house after that. Y'all gonna take them coins and run.
And that flower.
Yeah, you better take it, because my son gonna put it in a vase. He's sweet like that, okay? He's nice. He likes giving me flowers.
Yeah, and he's not gonna get trafficked because his parents don't play.
No.
Nor does his dog.
No, don't nothing play. None of the people that's around my son play.
Oh God.
But yeah, no.
That's crazy.
Just like, and that's not even like, sometimes they have like scandals and stuff where the ladies be going at each other like, that's my husband. Well, I thought y'all was divorced. And I'm like, why are we posting this on? Text her, call her, go to Panera.
No, maybe not Panera. They might fight in Panera.
Go to the bar. I don't know. Go get a drink. Do something.
I don't know if bringing alcohol into it. Just
they
don't go on the internet.
Yeah, like go anywhere but the internet with this, because it literally never leaves. Like, what is y'all doing?
Yeah, that's what I don't get about people airing their business out on the internet.
So crazy. The best is when they be knocking they baby dads or baby moms. That shit is so weak to me, because now, mind you, I get it. People change and stuff, and sometimes the women be acting like bitches, the men be acting like assholes, whatever. That's cool. But you still, no matter what, no matter how horrible they are now, you still did at one point lay down and have a baby with that man or woman.
You chose that.
Why are we talking badly about them? Just don't speak on them.
Yeah, like
if somebody asks you something bad about them or is laughing, just don't speak on it.
Or do it in private.
My Lord, call your friend, call your cousin, call somebody, but don't get on Facebook. My baby daddy ain't shit. He ain't seen these kids in 3.5 days. We aren't him. We don't need to know all of that.
And we don't care.
We don't need to know that. My baby mama's a hoe. She be out at the club every weekend. That's why she dropped the kids off. We don't need to know that. that's not my business. She's not my mom. So my mom's at home. So I'm all right.
With her kids.
Yeah, I'm all right knowing that my mom is at home. Don't need to know about your baby mom or your real mom. Don't need to know about any of them.
Or I don't care.
Yeah, like what is
Unfollow.
actually wrong with people? This is why I don't follow people.
I was about to say, I think my takeaway from this episode today is when I'm back on the internet, which I still haven't decided how I'm going to go about that, I'm going to follow 40 people.
Yeah.
Like 40 tops.
Just
so I don't know who's
unfollow,
making the
unfollow.
list, but it's going to be a good 40. It's going to be top 40.
Yeah, sometimes people have to get traded out too. I'm just saying.
It's like the draft.
Some people just,
It's like the NFL draft.
Sometimes I got cousins that don't be posting shit up and unfollow.
Damn.
Sorry.
The next Thanksgiving, they're like,
Post.
Sophia.
You know how many times I've been asked in public or like in
Oh.
family or whatever by people, why did you unfollow me? Or I seen you unfollowed me or whatever. My cousins be getting mad
I
about
hope
this shit.
your
I'm like,
response is,
y'all
we don't talk.
I'm like, y'all don't post. Like, even if I talk to you every day, if you never post, like you don't even have a profile picture, what am I following? Even if we're best friends and you don't ever post on your social media, why am I following you? There's
Yeah.
nothing to follow there. But like, and people always feel like if they call me out for it, like maybe I'll get embarrassed about it, but I'm like,
Oh, you are
don't
not.
care.
They got the wrong one.
Yeah, don't care. And
Wrong
I
one.
did. And now actually I'll never follow you again, even if you start posting
Now you're
stuff.
not even a prospect.
No, you're not even, no. We haven't scouted you. We haven't nothing. You're not on no list, nowhere. Nobody remembers
40
your name.
is crazy. I don't know. 40 is a lot. I cut down to 600, and that was hundreds of people off.
Yeah, no. I don't think I've ever really followed that many people
Yeah.
though since I've been
I love
on
that you're
social
low-key.
media.
I need to lock into
Just
my low-key
because
bag.
I was
Life's a lot
just
peacefuler.
always kind of a bitch, I guess.
Yeah.
Like not a bitch, but you know what I mean? Like I don't want to
You
see
don't play.
I don't want to see you because I don't really like you or care about you. And I don't want to see you even though I do like you or care about you because you don't even post anything. So
like,
both of y'all are out.
So
Yeah, like I
Everyone's
just I
getting cut.
never really like had a lot of friends on Snapchat, like none of that stuff. I just don't. I keep it all kind of to who I actually care about seeing.
Yeah. No, but I think that, to your point, I think that would make social media a lot more stress-free for me because I wouldn't be seeing things that I don't want to see.
Yeah,
That's the problem, though. And I want to cut this whole social media topic because we've been
on it.
blabbering about it for a long time. But that's the problem is even when you unfollow people now, there's that suggested.
Oh, the
and I'm like,
suggested.
what the
And it's always the
fuck?
worst people. It's like people that you actually hate. Somebody that did you wrong. Somebody that fucked your high
the baby
school
mom
boyfriend.
that's at the club.
Yeah, like it's always the worst. I'm like, why do you think that we are in the same rankings of
It's like
I should
messed
follow
up
them?
that social media knows like
They do. They be
what will
stalking
mess
us.
with you. Like, I hate that. Whoever's running that shit, you should be sued. You should go to jail. Hopefully, okay, so the next time we sit down, I have a couple promises. One, it's going to be on film, which that sounds crazy. I don't mean in a weirdo way.
Whoa.
It's going to be with a camera. We're not going to look how we look right now, but because God, if you guys saw us, you'd
If
be
y'all
like,
saw the surroundings of us, I haven't seen this
you'd be
many
like, they're getting
bugs
lice.
since I was 4.5 and outside in the creek. Like,
Creep.
I don't know what's around us, but there's something is watching us.
For sure.
It might be
I
that
hope
guy
it's
that
not like
fell.
that.
It might be dude that
I
fell
hope
up
he
the
ain't got
steps.
quarters. Damn.
Oh, well, we don't live here in the woods, so and if we did, there ain't no porch to put him on.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know who we have protecting us, but I can promise that we will be live and in action, and hopefully we'll be up 10 mil. That would be nice.
Man,
I don't know how we're gonna get there because
we're gonna take off, bro. We're taking off on this podcast.
I think you need to start one for real.
I
You
do.
would shut the
I want
country
to.
down.
I want to. The problem is just
There's already a podcast called Canceled, or I would think that was the perfect title for you.
No, I even already had a name picked out. I'm not gonna say it because somebody's gonna steal it.
Yeah, don't.
Copyright C.
CC.
CR, C, whatever the hell it says.
I don't know.
I have a patent on the name, but no, I already
think
have a name. But the problem is just like the things, like nobody wants to actually talk about the things I want to talk about on a podcast.
No, here, and this is what we were talking about before. Unfortunately, you guys honestly got a P, not even PG, a P version of what we really want to talk about and the things we really want to say, because I think we
Because we
both
don't want to
really,
go to jail.
Yeah, we don't want to go to jail. Yeah, valid. Or get sued for 50 mil.
Or
know?
yeah, we might. I mean, we sure as shit ain't got 50 million to sue
I don't
us
even got
for.
$50.
But check my bank account. We could come together and give you
But
a
I
slick 50
think-
cents.
I think if you gave your reality, you would never have to do anything again.
I feel like if I just talked about even just like current events or something, like
And
if I
your
just
take
read
on
the
it?
news, yeah, and gave my opinion, people would be like,
People
"Who
would tap
is
in
this
every
lady?"
day. So it's an option.
I know. I need to do one.
The hard part is balancing it with social media because promotionally you have to promote it.
I
but
know.
How do you do? Like I dropped an episode last month with no promotion because I was off social media.
What even was it?
So exactly, you don't even know because you probably didn't even listen to it.
I didn't.
Because there was no. How would you? I mean,
I'm
it
not
does
gonna lie. I haven't
does
listened to
come
any
off-
of the ones from this year
that are audio
aren't
only?
or that are
That's
only
terrible.
audio.
But I have gotten that feedback. That's why I promise you we're gonna get this on film one day because
Yeah.
I do prefer the videos for sure.
I do too, especially because I know you. So it's like I actually get to watch you,
Yeah.
if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
listening
no.
to you is one thing. It's like whatever, I'm on a phone call with you or something like that. But like actually watching you do it like makes it cooler for me because I know you.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
other people that don't actually know you personally
Or like
are
she's
like, oh,
corny
it's
as
cool.
hell.
Or like whatever, like it's cool to just listen to it because I just want to listen to the things she talks about. But like for me, it's just cool to see like, dang,
It's
look
like
at my bitch. Like she's on TV. I could airplay her onto my TV right now.
And it's like I hear her voice so goddamn much. I don't care to listen to her voice probably too. For the people in my inner circle, they're like, I already heard this. You already ranted.
You already
about
called
this to
me about this
For
3.5
4
years ago. Like we already talked about this.
Remember the Chipotle parking lot, Emily Chapa pregnant? Like it was a whole thing.
Pregnant.
But yeah, so I can promise you that. But what I guess is my final question to you is something you want to get out of 2025 as far as motherhood goes, as far as Sophia as a woman goes, and just as far as what you want out of life.
Okay, I feel like my answer is gonna be corny. I'm not a corny person. Like I don't say corny stuff a lot, and I make fun of everybody who does. But like my answer, it's gonna come, or maybe cliche is a better word. I don't know. But I feel like kind of how we talked about, we all move really fast in this world, and everything around us is moving really fast. And so it's hard to actually like sit in the moment and in your life and say like, damn, like I made it. I'm happy. Like I'm good where I'm at. Like if this is all I ever have, I'm good here.
Yeah.
I got everything I need. I have a bunch of people that love me. Like I have good relationships with all the people around me. I know who's my real friends at this point. Like I don't have fake friends, none of that. So I feel like my goal for the end of 2025 is to really change my mindset to understanding and accepting being happy and like good where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because like we said, with social media, we see so much stuff and it's like, oh damn, well like I want to be able to buy all the clothes I want.
I want the big house.
Yeah, but
Yep,
the problem with that is 99% of us in this world aren't going to achieve that top 1% of life that we see on social media. So my goal is just to be in the moment and happy with where I am, what I am, who I'm around, all of that stuff. Because I have a good life. Like I have a mom, I got 2 little brothers, I have my boyfriend, I have my son, obviously. He's the most important one. So
everyone else pipe down.
Yeah.
The list is backwards.
Yeah, he's number 1. Sorry, everybody else, but I think they all already know that anyways. But like, you know, I got my best friend. I have a very few. Well, it might just be only you. That's other than
Lena.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shout out
Lena.
her 2 friends. Lena's her W day 1, and then I'm the one that trickled there years and years later.
Yeah.
But that I've learned, and I think I want to, you know, have the same perception and have the same goal, not to be a copycat or a pick me, but
Pick me.
pick me. I want to do the same. I want to do the same. Please, Sophia, can I be just like
Can
you?
we do it together?
Can we do it together and hold hands and
Yeah.
like? Let me not. I was gonna go down a really far rabbit hole with that, but I agree, and I think unfortunately, I'm the same way where nothing's ever enough. As you know, I always want the latest, greatest. I want to move. I want to. Which
Shit, and I'm the one that be telling you like your life is good. Calm down.
Yeah, and I need to stop and smell the roses as Savior does.
Yeah.
So
Our Savior is teaching us.
Yeah.
We all need to stop
you
and
know
smell
what?
the
He's
roses.
next month's guest.
Yeah, right? We're gonna be saying cuss words. He
gonna
might
be-
cuss worse than me. Yeah, he might good job you.
We just lifted our thumbs up because that's what
That's
he'd
his
be
new
doing.
thing. He likes to do thumbs up.
But I think, you know what? This episode is dedicated to him
Yep.
and dedicated to just
Shout out Savior.
dedicated to stopping and smelling the roses. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you for
Life
sitting down
goals.
with me. I appreciate you for speaking your truth and telling all the lore of the lives we've lived. And
We have
lived a life.
more than what we've said.
yeah, little do they know.
But
But
it's okay.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate
That's on the
you.
censored podcast. Coming out next year. We're going to do a podcast for only a select few people.
It's like a close friend story. but
yeah,
a
it's
podcast.
a close friend.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Oh, that would be cool,
That's a cool
actually.
concept.
I don't
yeah.
think that's real.
But like to put all
It
that
wouldn't
energy for 6
Yeah, and
people,
it wouldn't work.
no, there'd
Yeah,
be
you wouldn't
no
get paid.
profitability.
Yeah, that's
We're
kinda
still not
ass.
profitable, and I was top 20% on Spotify. God damn
Yeah,
it!
were
Like,
you really?
yeah, last year.
Wow,
This
look
year,
at
without
you.
the videos, I don't know about that, but
Hey,
we need to bring it. We need to bring it back. So I look
I'm gonna
forward
make
to
everyone
next year.
and my
yeah.
brother and
Send it
all
to
of
the-
that.
Send it to the what's the concert you're going to? The what's his name?
Habibi Beats. Yeah, I'm
Drop
gonna
it at the
play
airplay it.
I'm gonna
Airplay it.
I'm gonna be like, hey, I got some shit for you, bro. He's gonna be like, get
He
the
should
fuck
shop
out. He's
some-
gonna literally kick me out. He's gonna get her out of here. Like, she cannot come back. She can't come re-entry. There's none of that. Cut her wristband off. Get her.
We're actually
outta
just taking
here.
her Arab card.
Yeah, like,
you're,
she's just
no, you're
gone.
not. We're exiling you
gone.
from the community.
She's not allowed to come back.
But thank you for always just being there through thick and thin of all the bullshit and never leaving, and unfortunately sometimes probably having to answer the 4-hour-long calls of me talking about bullshit. So you're a real one, and I appreciate you. My last request, and she's gonna punch me in the face.
oh God,
You think you can do an outro?
what is the outro?
Just saying goodbye, just signing us off.
Oh,
You can make it. Mine's just always bye, like super like.
Ew. Wow, well, mine's gonna be better than that. You
Okay.
set the bar low.
You can say a quote. You can drop a
quote?
Bible verse.
A Bible verse.
You can shout out your son. You can do whatever. But this is how it's gonna end. So take the mic.
Okay, you could have told me to plan for this one.
We don't plan for
Damn.
shit around here.
Oh, okay. Too bad it's not Tuesday. It would have been Turn Up Tuesday. We're out. Can I do a silent outro?
No,
Bow.
no, they
In the
can't
name of
see
the Father,
shit.
Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
You want to say a prayer? Is that how we talked about baby moms, hoes, being in a club?
In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Amen.